Okay, y'all, let's go see how I'm gonna use this 1 8-ounce package of cubed ham in 2 different ways. Okay, the first way we're going to be using our cubed ham, we're going to use half this package and we're going to add it to 1/4 pound of butter beans. This was a 2-pound bag that I had already used 1 pound out of. I took 4 ounces out, which I'm going to be cooking up today. But to my butter beans, I'm going to be adding half a package of this ham, which will be 4 ounces. I'm going to use the other half of my Jiffy corn muffin mix to make a small pone of cornbread for 1 person. I'm going to add some onion into my beans. And I'm going to fry up some of this okra. I had this hanging out in my freezer, so I am going to be eating some of this today. Here's my 4 ounces of butter beans. We'll see. But you want to take your beans. I have already looked through my beans. I have already washed my beans. So the next step is to get them in a pot and cover them with water. Okay, I've got my butter beans on the stove. I put them in a pot and I've covered them with water. You want to make sure they're completely covered with water. You want to season your beans. I'm going to season mine with some salt. You're going to season to taste. The salt, pepper, and I'm going to be putting in a little bit of onion powder in mine. A little bit of garlic powder, just a smidge. And I'm going to chop some onion up in mine as well. You want to bring these beans to a boil. I've got mine on a medium to high heat, so about a 7.5. Okay, I'm going to get my cornbread mix started. For that, you're going to need the Jiffy corn muffin mix that I didn't use the other day. I'm going to be using 1 egg, and we're going to use some milk. I'm also going to use a little bit of oil. I'm taking my little 6-inch iron skillet that I am going to put me some oil in it. You want to get that good and hot. So we're going to pop it in a 400-degree oven and let it preheat. Our beans have come to a boil, and that's what you want. You're going to be boiling these and cooking them for a few hours at least. Now, butter beans don't take quite as long to cook as pinto beans, but you're still going to have to cook them for a few hours. You do want them nice and tender. You don't want them hard. Hard butter beans are not good at all. I'm going to turn mine down to about a low to medium heat. I'm going to put a lid on them and I'm going to let them cook for a little while. Let them cook. You do want to check them and stir them every now and then. And we'll add our ham just a little later. Okay, I'm going to get my little Jiffy corn muffin mix started for my cornbread. This is what I have. I have a half a box of this because I used the other for my my cornbread taco bake the other day. So we're going to get this little box gone. I'm going to dump it all in my bowl. I've got 1 egg that's going in this mixture. Gonna start getting that mixed up in there. Next, I'm going in with my milk. But there's my cornbread mix. I'm waiting on my oil to get hot in my pan, and then we'll pour that in. Okay, I've got my skillet out. My oil is really, really hot. I'm gonna pour just a little bit of that oil into my cornbread mix. Get that stirred around in there. You want to take your corn muffin mix, you want to pour it in there. So I'm going to pop that in the oven until it's done. Put it in a 400-degree oven. I'm just checking in on my beans. Get off. I am going to add a little bit of water to them. And I'm going to bring these back to a boil. I've turned them back up on a high heat until they start boiling, and then I will turn them back down and I will put the lid back on. We're going to let those continue to cook for at least 2 to 3 more hours. We'll keep an eye on them. You do want to check them periodically, stir them, make sure they still have plenty of water in them. You can easily forget about them and they'll burn, and you don't want burnt butter beans. I've done it. It'll stink your house up. So keep a check on your beans. Okay, I'm going to get this cornbread out of the oven, and this is what it looks like. I'll let that cool for just a couple of minutes and get it turned out onto a plate. Here's our cornbread, and I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to turn it out. And it came out perfect. That's why you like a good seasoned cast iron skillet. And that's it. And boom, you've got some cornbread. Okay, my butter beans have been cooking for about an hour. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my cubed ham and I'm going to use half of it. This has been in the freezer, so I'm going to take half of this package of ham and put it in those beans. So there's about half a package of ham thrown in my beans. I'm going to put my lid back on. We're going to let that continue to cook for at least 2 more hours. We will check it periodically to make sure that we're still good on our liquid level. Okay, we're going to get our pan ready for our okra so we can get it fried up. You want to take some oil of your choice. I'm using olive oil. That looks like it's probably, that should be enough. You want this oil to get hot before you ever put any of your okra in. So I've got mine on a medium-high heat just till we get the oil hot. Okay, my oil is getting hot. It might be hot enough. We're going to test it out. I'm going to throw just one piece of okra in there. It sizzled, so I'm going to say we're good. I'm going to turn my heat down onto a medium. And you just want to put however much okra that you want to eat with your butter beans and cornbread. You don't have to season this or anything. It's already breaded and seasoned. So you're just going to let this fry on a medium heat. Just keep your eye on it. Don't let it burn. Turn it every now and then until it's nice and golden brown. The okra is done. So you want to take it. I'm putting mine in a bowl that is lined with paper towels so it can drain. Let the grease drain off of it. There you go. You've got your butter beans with ham, cornbread, and fried okra. For one, you can actually eat this cornbread twice, and you may have enough beans for another night also. So go have fun cooking you some delicious food, but keep watching because I'm going to show you how to use the other half of the package of diced ham in a completely different way. Keep watching. Hey y'all, I believe I'm on day 6 of my freezer, fridge, pantry clean out. I have not went to the grocery store for anything. Everything that you see in these videos I already have on hand, either in my freezer, in my refrigerator, or in my pantry. So I do have what I call an overstock pantry. So it's pretty stocked, but there are a few items I am going to need to restock on if I find them at a really good price. That's how I shop. So let's go see what's cooking today. Okay, today's recipe is going to be a breakfast casserole. I'm using the rest of that diced ham that we used in the butter beans. Okay, you want to add your potatoes to a bowl. I've got 8 ounces of a hash brown potato in mine. To the hash browns, you want to add your ham in. You can use any ham you like. I'm adding 4 ounces of cubed ham. To your ham and hash browns, you want to add some cheese. You want to add about 1/3 of a cup. Once you have your taters and your ham and your cheese in your bowl, you just want to mix that around. You want to preheat your oven to 375 degrees, and you want to get about an 8 by 8 casserole dish. I've already sprayed mine with a non-stick cooking spray. But you're going to take your mixture and you're going to pour it into your casserole dish. Just spread it out in there. You want to set this to the side while you get your egg mixture ready. To the same bowl that you had your ham and potato mixture in, you're going to be putting your eggs. So I've got 4 eggs. One of them's already cracked in the bowl. You want to start whisking those eggs around. Okay, to our eggs, you're going to add some milk. Just whatever milk you have on hand. You're going to put probably about 1/3 of a cup to your 4 eggs. You're just going to get this mixed up with your eggs. You're going to salt and pepper to taste. Going in with some salt. Going in with some pepper. Season to taste. You want to get that all mixed up really well together. You're going to take your egg mixture and you're going to pour it over mixture. I want to get those potatoes down in there. You want to take your cheese and you want to add some to the top. Just sprinkle you a handful on the top, however much you want. There's no measurement on that. Okay, this is what our ham and tater casserole looks like. I'm going to put it in a 375 degree oven for between 20 and 30 minutes. I'll start checking it at 20 minutes. But you want the middle of it to be firm and not jiggly. You don't want your eggs all jiggly because that would be kind of gross. But we're going to pop in the oven. This is my breakfast casserole fresh out of the oven. That looks delicious. It smells really good too. It's kind of brown around the edges, and that's what you're looking for. And it does not jiggle in the center, so it's done. I'm going to let it sit here and cool for just a little bit. Okay, so here's our finished product. This is our ham tater casserole. It's a breakfast casserole. You can also eat this for dinner. You can substitute the ham for sausage or any other type of breakfast meat you might want to put in. You could even do hamburger, you know. So there you go. Easy, delicious breakfast casserole. Enjoy. This is so good. But I think I forgot to mention, I did cook mine at 375 degrees for 35 minutes. So just keep an eye on yours. It could take up to 40 or 45 minutes, you know, depending on your oven, because they do vary. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you would, give it a like, a share, comment below, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one.